Our live line presented by Rincon Ventures Real Estate and Property Management. Let's go now on the live line. Marie Logan, the CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters here in the Tucson area. Marie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Bill?
Doing real well. Tell our listeners a little bit about the footprint of Big Brother Big Sisters here in this community.
Yeah, so Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southern Arizona, we have been mentoring children primarily in the Tucson metro area for almost 50 years. Next year is our anniversary.
Wow.
And each year we mentor in one-to-one relationships anywhere between 400 and 600 kids. And we do that through a variety of different programs. But basically, it all comes down to one adult mentoring a child, spending some time with them, perhaps helping them with some things that they wish to learn about, or the parent guardian would like the mentor to do. And we've been successfully mentoring kids for a long time here in Tucson.
Well, in order for Big Brothers Big Sisters, the whole concept to work, Marie, you've got to have dedicated volunteers, don't you?
We sure do. Yes. Our volunteers are, the legs and the heart of our organization because they're the ones that are directly working with the kids every day. And a lot of the work that we do here at the Big Brothers Big Sisters office is recruit volunteers because we always have a need for more volunteers to work with the kids in our program.
What's your background with Big Brothers Big Sisters? How did you come to the program?
I have been with 3 different Big Brothers Big Sisters agencies across the country. I've been with Big Brothers Big Sisters for about 25 years now. I've been here in Tucson for 9 years. This is my 9th year. Clearly, I love the organization. It became my career choice when I became a big sister many, many years ago and saw the impact that the program had on families and children and the volunteers.
How does the matchup work, Marie?
Mm-hmm. We through our orientation process and through the introduction process, we get to know our volunteers. And, of course, we interview and do child assessments and family assessments for the children that will be in the program. And as they go through this process, we get to know both the child and the volunteer really well. And then we have professionally trained match support specialists that sit down and figure out a good match, a good child and volunteer match. And once we make that match, then we guide the big and the little throughout the life of the match. We set goals for the big and the little, and we communicate often, communicate regularly with the child and the volunteer and the parents as well to make sure that it continues to be a good relationship for the child and that we're adhering to child safety standards.
What is the age group we're talking about for the little brothers and little sisters? We start at age 6, but and we go up to age 21 if a child is still going to high school or going on to college. And most often, the earliest age is 9. That's about the average age of our kids. Is there a commitment for a certain amount of time for the bigs?
Yes, we ask that our bigs make at least a 1-year commitment, and that's for the child's sake because we don't want to introduce a new adult into the child's life and then have that disappear after a couple of months. So we ask for at least a year, preferably 18 months, and the volunteer and the child will see each other a couple of times a month, a couple of hours each time. It's on the volunteer and the child's schedule, whatever is good for them. And right now, our average match length is about 3 years. So clearly, our volunteers are committed. They stay in the program because they enjoy it and they see the benefits for the child.
And you've seen a lot of lives turned around, I imagine, being with the organization for as long as you have, Marie.
I have. I've been to quite a few high school graduations where the child it's the first time somebody in the family has graduated from high school. I'm currently matched to a little sister right now, and she's a senior at high school, and she is going on to a 4-year university with a full scholarship. So we see wonderful things like that happen all the time. It's a very rewarding program for the volunteers, for me, and for the kids.
We're speaking with the CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Southern Arizona, Marie Logan. Do you have any idea about the history of Big Brothers Big Sisters? How did the organization come about, Marie? Do you know about that?
I do. It's been nationally over 100 years, and it began with a city court clerk in New York City who noticed that there were a lot of young boys who were coming through the court system for minor criminal acts like theft and things like that, and he realized that these kids just did not have the guidance that they needed. That oftentimes they were from single parent families. There was no stable father in the child's life, and that really began the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. He got a couple of his friends together and said, "You know what? I think we can make a difference with these kids." And here we are, over 100 years later, and it's still going strong.
I bet some of these matchups really last even longer than just whatever the period. A year, up to 3 years, but they almost like a lifetime of keeping in touch.
Yes, yeah, and we've had several volunteer board members that came to us because when they were little, they had a big brother or a big sister, and now all these years later, they tell us that they're still in contact with their big, and they're ready to give back by volunteering for the organization.
All right, and I know you do need volunteers, so what's the best way? Go to the website or what?
Absolutely. Go to the website. It is SOAZ BIGS, so that's short for Southern Arizona BIGS, and that's .org, soazbigs.org, and you can find out all kinds of information, and there's a very short form to sign up, and we'll get you started on the road to having your very own little brother or little sister.
Marie Logan, thanks. All the best to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.